Item 1.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley, having established quorum, resolves to call the November 12th, 2019 regular meeting of Council at 5 p.m. Could I have a mover and second? Please, Dean. All in favor? Anyone see anything they want to move from the consent agenda to the regular agenda? If memory serves me correct, I think we're running a couple of correspondence items, but it's probably not in the cards. So we'll move on to 2.2, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves to adopt the agenda for the November 12th, 2019 regular meeting of Council as presented, and that a copy of this agenda be attached to and form part of the minutes of this meeting. Again, I need a mover and a seconder. Randy, Chris. All in favor? Okay, thank you. Okay. Just checking to see if anybody has a conflict of interest on any of the items on the agenda. Did you say 3.1? Oh, no, that is 3.1. Okay. Seeing none, we'll carry on. 4.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves, whereas the time being 5:01 p.m., that the regular meeting of Council be adjourned to a confidential in-camera meeting. Mover and second. Jerry. All in favor? That's fine. Agenda item 5.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves, whereas the time being 7 p.m., that the confidential in-camera meeting is concluded and the regular meeting of Council is resumed. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Dean. Please. Volunteers. All in favor? Okay. Thank you. Agenda item 6.1, the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves to approve as presented the minutes from the October 28, 2019 regular meeting of Council, and that these minutes be attached to and form part of the minutes of this meeting. Mover and seconder, please. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay. We have a delegation here tonight, so I would ask Liliana to come up, and I think she wants to speak to us a little bit on National Child Day, which is, we have a resolution later in the meeting for that. Okay.
Good evening,
the floor is yours, Liliana.
Mr. Mayor and councilors. So I'm going to make a little introduction after I read article in this newspaper today. Introduction to the National Child Day. So I am Polish Canadian, as many of you know, and we are united both not only by color of the flag, which is white and red, but also by the history. So 100 years ago, actually 101 years ago, on the Niagara, on the lake, those 20,000 young men became soldiers. For their money, they bought uniforms, they went to fight in Europe for their countries. On the way, they freed France and Belgium. So, this year, all the Commonwealth countries, plus those three I already listed, they also celebrate a very important day. 2019 is the year of many anniversaries. Not only this one, so 75th anniversary of the outbreak of the largest war in history. And we didn't win at that time. However, we lost, Canada and Poland and other countries, we didn't win to the end, because for next 45 years, some countries or in the East Europe were still under Russia for 45 years. So, after Second War, the National Child Day was established by United Nations General with Polish initiative. Since day, we celebrated that day, even though being under communist countries. So in Canada, we adopted that day in 89, but to be honest, we start to celebrate from 93. So this year is going to be 30th anniversary since we supposed to celebrate. I'm saying supposed to because it's not really happening. So the day, 20 years ago, I tried to distribute to the oldest children in Kindersley some small items I got from Canadian government, from Ottawa, like rulers, erasers, some of the things I have with me. But that was 10 years ago. When I asked some of the children I know, and I met recently, like for example on the Rotary meeting last week, I asked them what do they know about National Child Day. They said, not much. We don't know which day we are going to celebrate. It makes me think, how is possible? I spent 20 years to talk about that issue, and there are some people who don't know still what it's about. And also at that meeting, at the Rotary Club, with my colleague, I won $262. That was memorable win. Not much. I got that ticket and I won that money. And I thought, maybe I will dedicate for the children. But it's not enough to give it to the children, that all the children from Kindersley will be benefited from it. So my first thought was to come here, ask for help. You have a lot of grants. If we're going to bring those money together, maybe we can have a little thing like I used to have from government of Canada, like those erasers, rulers, or maybe we can create something like that. Because you know what? When I ask children, some of the children who attended daycare, they said, oh, we remember how we celebrate that stuff. Some of them said, oh, we remember the movie you already created for us. And now they were 7 years old at that time, right now they are 17. So I think it's time for that great town of Kindersley to help me to create creates something for them that will be remembered. They will remember forever. Because, most of us like to collect some of that items from childhood or teenage years. So, of course, I would like to thank the management of Kindersley, the town council, for showing understanding for this important day, because I noticed that the Charter of Children's Rights that was created by Kindersley Integrated Children's Services is available for everyone on the entrance, where whoever is coming to the town is able to take and read it. So now, I forgot about one thing. Sorry. When I read this article, when that lady talked about one Polish hero lady who saved 2,500 Polish Jew children, she's supposed to add that in order to save one child, it usually takes at least around 100 families to keep them and save for 4 years. So if you will think about how many people like she was, how many people were involved at that time to save those children. And also, maybe I think I'm out of the time, so thank you so much. Did I say what I'm going to do with those money? I'm distracted. So many things, sorry. I got to me. So as we have not enough money for to distribute to the children, then I have 2 ideas. If you're going to help me, we're going to create some little item that will be distributed to all the children, maybe elementary school children every few years. That will remind them that was given by the town council to them. Or, if you cannot do it, then I will dedicate the money to the Kinder College, because that's what I can do. Thank you very much.
We have a young lady over there who's pretty good at that type of stuff, so we're probably going to have her come up with some ideas for us. And I know my wife got a couple of little bears, Kinder Bears or whatever they are, that Anna has in her inventory, and right away I think my wife was wanting to go and buy some more of them so she could give them to the grandchildren, because they were really cute.
But
so.
it has to be something with the town side.
Yeah, it has to have a name. Yeah.
If we can do it.
Yeah.
And remember, the children, they are from the actual age of 8 years. So we have to think about that 18 years old, like such a big.
Yeah, I think we'd probably pick one grade or something like that every year and do it that way, maybe.
But I'm saying, like, okay, so if they got something like that, say National Child Day, some of have it, Science Today, and there is like, they are keeping in their shoebox or the other things.
Yeah,
or maybe we can get something like that, like.
Yeah, I'm sure you can come up with something that's got the town name on it that would work, that it might stick with them for more than 20 minutes before they throw it away, type of thing. So we'll have Anna do a little bit of digging on that and bring it to our next council meeting and see what we can come up with.
Okay, thank you so much for
Thank you very much, Liliana.
Would we just do, like, if you did an annual thing, do you want to just do one grade?
Pick a grade or something like that, yeah. Like I go into the grade 2 class every year and they use me for show and tell, basically. Take the mayor's medal or whatever, chain of office and show them, and then they do question and answers. And, get the same questions about 9 different times, but we go last 3 years I've been over there. Done it, and it's good. And then Anna and I did a little book reading, I guess you call it, where she videoed it, so I don't know whether you're gonna show it to the schools, I guess, or they're gonna use it.
Yep, they've got it already.
Yeah. We're working on stuff like that, Liliana, but
Thank you so much.
I get your point, and we'll proceed on with something too in that regard.
Thank you.
Hey, moving on, where are we at?
So then are we gonna work with her?
With Anna, and maybe Anna and Liliana can,
Sorry, through the mayor,
Yeah,
for
just
delegation, is this, like, you're just looking for us to do our own program, or are you looking for us to partner with you on a set date to give away packages to the kids?
I
Like,
am
are you
willing
looking
to
create
help because I'm not
something out
working anymore, so I'm a retired person, therefore I have a lot of time and I would like to contribute not only the money, my time and whatever, so in order to create something.
of it? Okay, so you're looking not necessarily just to have it as a simple token that's just handed out, but you're looking to create more of an event for the kids out
Yeah,
of
that
this.
they
Is that
will-
what I was getting?
So they can put into their shoebox and later on when they became parents, they can tell their children about that day, where they got this from. So that's
Okay.
a very nice thing.
So yeah, pretty much for us to hand out like a goodie bag to the school as a commemorative piece of the town of Kindersley.
That's
Or
right.
an item.
Thank you so much.
Child.
No.
child date. Yeah, it's coming up here on 8.1 or whatever it is, 9.1, 10.1, something like that. Oh, 3, I got a spare page in here. I think this is the right one, isn't it? 3, 4,
You are correct, sir.
Okay. Alrighty, so we will move on to agenda item 8.1, that the council of the town of Kindersley resolved to accept as submitted the list of accounts as paid by the town of Kindersley in the amount of $3,347,761.93, and that a copy of said accounts be attached to and form a part of the minutes of this meeting. Other than your hand shaking a lot when you wrote the check, so
Yeah.
did you get any
I got that.
feedback from anybody? We got a $2 million progress payment on the lagoon in there, and asphalt patching for 400, fire progress 273, some more DC trenching, progress 4 for 450,000. So we got a lot of bills that we're cleaning up on projects right now. So are there any questions that you have to Audrey at all on any of the bills? If not, could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Elise, second by Jardine. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay. Got a couple of proclamations here, a resolution. Whereas the theme of the 2019 Saskatchewan Multicultural Week is Who's Your Multicultural Superhero, and whereas multicultural superheroes inspire others by showing respect and by helping to create welcoming and inclusive communities, therefore I, Mayor Rod Perkins, do hereby proclaim Saskatchewan Multicultural Week as November 16th to the 24th, 2019 in the town of Kindersley, and that the Council of the town of Kindersley urges residents to visit www.mcos.ca to find more about multiculturalism in Saskatchewan. I have a mover and a seconder, please. Elise and Chris. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Let's sign the proclamation. And agenda item 9.2, whereas this is the 30th anniversary of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Children, UNCRC, adopted by the United Nations on November 20th, 1989, and whereas the UNCRC is a historic milestone ratified by more countries than any other human rights treaty and ratified by Canada in 1991, Therefore, I, Rod Perkins, Mayor of the Town of Kindersley, do hereby proclaim November 20th, 2019 as National Child Day throughout this community, and that the Council encourages residents to join them in commemorating the signing of the UNCRC, which has 54 articles grouped into 3 categories of rights. Rights of provision to education, health care, rights of protection from abuse and neglect, rights of participation, which is the right to be heard in matters affecting the child, and by visiting www.nationalchildday.ca for further information. I have a mover and a seconder for that proclamation. Me? Carried. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. And I'll sign that one too that way. Agenda item 10.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves to approve the consent agenda, including just a couple of correspondence from the Canadian Food Grains Bank, a certificate of recognition, and the RCMP October stats supplied by Staff Sergeant Blake. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Andy, second. All in favor? Thank you. And agenda item, somewhere along the lines, any further business of council?
Yeah, that usually just arises from if we do end up
Oh, okay,
second
okay.
meeting, so.
That's it, okay. So agenda item 14.1, that the Council of the Town of Kindersley resolves that all business having been concluded, the November 12, 2019 regular meeting of council be adjourned at 7:16 p.m. All in favor, mover Dean, second Chris, all in favor?